Hello, 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 sellers. It's Kathy, and I love to be selling. Come on in. Come on in, because we are going to talk about making more money selling on eBay for less eBay fees. Yay, right? It's like we want more sales, but the thing with getting more sales on eBay is how do I do that without dramatically increasing my fees? What this goes to, and I define my terms, and this is because we are all at different levels with all different understandings about selling, is you have the price that you get when the item sells and you're like, yay. This particularly happens when with my newer sellers, they'll come to me. So you're like, yay, it sold for $30 or $40 or $50 or a couple $100, even better. I saw a friend who just got a really nice, I think $300 sale. I was like, yay. But that's not what you're bringing home. The sale is 50, 20, 100, 200, 300, which is great because that's what we're working so hard for selling on eBay to get those sales. So absolutely celebrate the sale, but that is your gross sale. Gross meaning that's the total number. That is not your net sale, what you're bringing home. And what we're going to talk about today is how to increase sales and at the same time increase what you're bringing home, what your profit margin is. And the margin is, what you paid for the item, then what you get for the sale, and then what you're bringing home after all the fees. So most sellers are very aware on eBay of insertion fees, and it's changed over the years. So if you sold on eBay years ago, just know that it's different now. There would be insertion fees for auctions. Depending on the price of the auction, you had a higher insertion fee. eBay used to charge us for pictures. So there's a lot of things that have changed. Without a store, you have 250 free listings. Yay. And you can use them however you want. You can use them for auction. You can use them for fixed price. And then where you get is your final value fee. So the listing itself, the insertion, the first 250 listings for, I believe, if I remember correctly, it's every 30 days, is free. But without a store, you pay the highest final value fee. So when you're looking at your eBay invoice, that's what you're looking at. You're looking at your final value fees. And then if you did promoted listings, you're paying for that. But what I'm going to be talking about today is just the selling fees, which is insertion, your final value fee, and how to bring them down, because that way you make more money. And again, without a store, you pay the highest final value fees, and you also pay the highest insertion fee if you go over the 250. But again, when you're starting to sell on eBay, it's absolutely the way to go to see, is this going to work for me? You're a part-time seller. You may only be selling 30, 40 items a month. It is absolutely the way to go. But I have a way for you to save on your final value fees, whether you have an eBay store or not. So hang tight with me. Then the next thing to look at is if you're regularly listing and regularly selling and you have a decent amount of listings up, I would say at least 60 to 100, perhaps more, again, depending on the category, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Then you start to look at getting a store. The lowest level store, which is called the starter store, and I'm going to look at the store fees with you. So hang on just a second. With the starter store, is you aren't going to get any. So hang on a second. This is all the stuff about selling fees. So this is all the selling fees. It's not the store fees. So hang on a second. Let me just make sure. Here we are, store fees. Okay. With a starter store, you're going to get access to, I just want to get down here to what you're getting. You're going to get access to the tools that you get with a store, which is promotions manager, where you can run sales and do coupons, but there's no reduction in the final value fee. So if you really want to run sales, if you really want to use coupons, which are very lucrative, it can absolutely help you to get sales, absolutely try a starter store, but realize you're not getting any kind of reduction on the final value fee. So yay coupons, yay I can run a sale, but I'm not getting any final value fee discount. It's not until you get to the basic store that you get a reduction on your final value fee. And that's what this video is all about, is how can I lower my fees? Now, there is one way for sellers with or without a store, which is how to optimize with what is called the Top Rated Plus. It's part of the Top Rated Seller program. And if you look on my YouTube channel, look for the video. This lowers your eBay selling fees. And I explain all about Top Rated Seller, which you don't need to have a store to be a Top Rated Seller. And then once you're a Top Rated Seller, how to do Top Rated Plus and the benefits of Top Rated Plus with and without free shipping as far as saving you more money. So take a look at that. Okay, so with a store, I look at a starter store because it's going to increase my sales because I'm going to get coupons and I'm going to be able to do a sale, but I'm not saving on my final value fees. It's only when you get to basic store and higher that eBay rewards you with giving you lower final value fees. Now, with a starter store, your insertion fee is less than what's called a consumer account. So if you're fine, you're consistently going over the 250 listings, absolutely take a look at starter store and see if that's going to work for you. Okay. And all this is about get your calculator out, look at your invoices and see what works. If you sell, let me just grab my notes here, in the following categories. So without a store, final value fee in most categories is 12.9%. And then with a store in a lot of the categories, it drops to 12. So you're saving 0.9%, which may not sound like a lot, but again, if you're selling higher ticket items, if you're selling several $1,000s of merchandise a month, it adds up. So again, grab your calculator, take a look. However, if you are selling in consumer electronics, if you're in computers, if you're in video games, and if you're not and you have an eBay store, you might want to start looking at it because it's a considerable drop. Okay, so without a store, in most of the categories, it's around 12.9. Most consumer electronics, and you got to go through it, it's 9% with a store. I mean, that's 3.9 lower. That's a lot. And also a lot of the computers. Let me show you this as far as if you come across laptops and stuff to sell or if you're selling your own. So hang on a second. Let's scroll down. Store selling fees. And again, just search eBay store selling fees and you'll find this page. So hang on a second. What is this? Oh, that's starter store. So if you look at starter store, you'll see what the high rates are. And then you go down to basic, premium, anchor, and enterprise. Okay, see most of this is 12. Business and industrial 12. If you've got heavy equipment, it's very low. And good for you if you've got heavy equipment if you're selling a refrigerator. Camera equipment is nice. That's 9% if you've got camera equipment. Now this was interesting. Cell phone and accessories, a lot of it's 9%. There are some cell phone accessories, except memory cards, that are 12. So you do need to take a look at that. But definitely take a look at cell phone accessories category if you can source that, because 9% is really nice. Okay. Coins and paper money, again, if you can source that, or if you were past a collection, that's 8.8. Which is nice. This is with a store. And this is one that's really nice. Computers, tablets, networking, 9% on a lot, except, and this is what's interesting, desktop, laptop, netbooks, tablets, ebook readers, and it goes through this whole thing, including monitors, printers, scanner, and supplies, 6.8. That is a considerable drop from 12.9. So if you're able to source things in electronics, computers, phones, definitely take a look at this, especially if you have an eBay store, which is, hey, I do see that kind of thing. And I just sort of scoot by it because there is such a heavy discount. I know for myself, a couple of times I have sold my old cell phone on eBay and done very nicely. They sell very fast. Typically, the people that are buying it are resellers. They're bundling it and they're shipping like to Asia and Africa. And a quick tip, if you are selling something like a cell phone, is I always take a picture of the item on so they can see that it works in case you're selling it just for parts. And if you want to make it very clear in the title, and also take a look at the condition. But for electronics and video games, there is some drop. So you can save some really nice money. So again, you might only have maybe 60, 70, 80 listings in that, or even less if it's higher ticket items. Like let's say I'm selling some computer laptops that perhaps are worth $1,000. Then maybe even if I only have maybe 40, 50, 60 items, I might have a great source for that as far as like a business that's selling to me, or a local school that's selling to me, I'm able to get great prices from, is that even with less listings, like I only have 40, 50, 60 listings, it can be worth it to get a basic store because of the saving on the final value fee. So even if you don't have that many listings up, because I'll see sometimes people say, oh, if you have 100 listings up or 200 listings up, or, what they have a number, then look at a store. Yes. And if you're in certain categories, or if you can source certain categories, particularly higher ticket certain categories, it's well worth looking at getting a store to reduce your final value fee, and that's basic store or higher. Why? Because for most sellers, when you look at your invoice, unless you're doing some very expensive promoted listings, your final value fee is the biggest part of your eBay invoice typically, unless you're doing a lot of subtitles, unless you're doing a lot of the add-ons to the listings. That's your big money. It's not the insertion fee. It's not that 35 cents necessarily, or the 25 cents, or I'm using 35 cents because that's the rate without a store. That's not the 35 cents. It's the final value fee. So anything you can do to reduce your final value fee is a good thing. And that's why that YouTube about reducing fees with the top rated seller, top rated plus, is going to help you. And then look at these categories, because when you're outsourcing, whether you're sourcing in a thrift store or consignment store or retail store, it starts to open your mind to, hey, I can source that, or start to investigate sourcing that. Is this a category that I'm going to want to get into? Why? Because with my store, I get such a huge reduction on final value fees. And there's another way to reduce your final value fee, and it's using eBay's partner network. eBay has an affiliate program, and if you're unfamiliar with affiliate programs, what it means is eBay is paying you, and other companies do it too. In fact, just about every company I know does it. They pay people to drive traffic, to bring traffic to the site. When you're sharing, and sometimes you'll see it when you're sharing, when you're listing on mobile or when you're listing on your desktop, eBay will give you the option to share your listing socially, which is great. And then you're taking your item and you're sharing it. You are helping eBay to get traffic from your social media, from your Facebook, from your Instagram, from your Pinterest. And you're getting rewarded with sales, which is great, but you can get rewarded even more. You can earn free final value fee. No final value fee. You can earn commission, and there's no fee for joining the program. It's called the eBay Partner Network. Once you're enrolled, then you're going to use your eBay Partner Network account. You'll have a dashboard. Think about something like the promoted listings dashboard. It's a separate site because it's run by, not sure if it's eBay advertising or if it's just standalone because it's affiliate advertising, but it's an affiliate advertising platform. You apply as an eBay seller. I don't know anybody that's been turned down. You just get the account. You don't even need to be an eBay seller to apply and get an eBay Partner Network account. Once you have it, then you're going to create the links with the eBay Partner Network. And then when you share your items, when you share on social or you share with friends, wherever you're posting your items, when a shopper uses your EPN link, there's a cookie on it, so eBay knows that. And as long as they purchase that item or another item on eBay, so they can go in on that one item and purchase something else, you're either getting a free final value fee, yay, and or a commission. eBay pays you money. You just log into your EPN account and see what you're up to. Now, there are ways to go about this where it's going to make it more interesting, okay? Where your EPN links are going to be more attractive, are going to create, you're going to get more sales from it. Because it's not a matter of just sort of sharing and saying, buy my stuff, right? If you know me in social media, there's a craft to saying things about the link, about the product to bring people in. But if you're sharing your products, right? If you're sharing your listings, wherever you share them, whether you're sharing them on Facebook, whether you're sharing them on Instagram, whether you're sharing them on Pinterest, and if you just share from eBay or with the app, and every now and then eBay does run a promotion, so read the little small print what they're offering you. But typically, they're just making it easy for you to share your item, which is great. And most selling sites do that. But what's great with EPN, once you learn how to do it, is you can create a link, and I'm going to teach you what to be saying with that link to attract shoppers to come to your items. That way, I mean, it's a total win-win. You're selling your item, right? So you get more sales, yay, and you lower your fees. So I'm making more money, good, lowering fees, good. And what it's about is enrolling in the eBay Partner Network, which is a free program, and then learning how to do it. And once you get the hang of it, it's so easy to knock these out. And that way, when you are sharing on Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, TikTok, wherever you're sharing, when they're clicking on that EPN link, you are making money. More sales, less fees. So hop over to my website, ilovetobeselling.com, and grab the EPN guide, your eBay moneymaker for eBay sellers, and grab it now because it's on a flash sale. It is half off for a few days only. It's a great moneymaker. It's a great program. And again, you're sharing your items, and this might incentivize you to share your items. You're sharing your items and you're getting rewarded. You're getting rewarded with sales, and you're getting rewarded with commissions or free final value fees. So absolutely hop over to my website and grab my EPN guide, eBay Partner Network Moneymaker for eBay Sellers, while it's on flash sale. I'm hoping, hi Kimberly, I replay this. My network is going in and out today. I wanted to learn more about EPN and sharing. Oh, you'll love it. It's such a snap. Do grab the guide while it's on flash sale because it's half off. You will love it. And again, you'll enroll in EPN, which is eBay's affiliate marketing program, which means you are getting paid to share your items. And the way you're paid, you'll get free final value fee. And if they do go in on your item and then buy something else, this is the thing that's so great with EPN links, you get a commission. You make money. It's like, this is a total win-win. So grab my EPN guide, eBay Partner Network Moneymaker for eBay Sellers. And this way you increase your sales and decrease your fees. Okay, great. Grab it while it's on sale. I'm Kathy, and I love to be selling. Bye-bye, everybody. Good for you, Kimberly. Go for it.